do I think about Stephen A. Smith kind of clap back against Kevin Durant? What do I think how it'll end? I think that both of them is doing too much. Um, I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I mean, I just think that he just sits there and he dances and prances and y'all. And I know what the agenda. He'll do anything to make the ESPN plantation happy. I get it. I understand all that. He'll do anything to make them happy. Durant is almost like Tyrese, except a better, more talented version. It's kind of similar, or like Kanye or something. He go off on these tangents, but he ain't saying why he feel what he feel. I haven't really gotten a cohesiveness based on it. Yeah, to call Stephen A. a clown, that's a duh. But what's the bigger picture? And why you think you don't feel, why you so miserable, why you never feel at ease and at peace. But I will say this. You win a ring with Phoenix, you don't have to say another word again. You shut everybody up. And I'm calling it right now. I mean, I think Durant is one of the greatest talents and scorers. He gets a bit overhyped as far as his greatest pure scoring cat because some people be saying too much. Because he doesn't always play, and there's been injuries in part of the game, and he hasn't had the alpha attitude that I think that you long for with certain people that when you put in the context. But his skill set is no joke, and I think I said before, he was a cold blooded assassin with Golden State. Make no mistake about it. Him and Steph was scary. Scary. Now, this whole thing with him and Stephen A. What do I think? Is it any much to do about anything? Cats making money, living lifestyle. It's just gonna come out where it's kind of overblown. But see, this is where if you're the journalist, you gotta fall back. You're gonna use your platform and again look like you standing on top of another black man like Stephen A. likes to, because you will boast and brag here. You would not do that on some social issues when I just talk about Nick Bosa or talk about, you tapped a long time with Aaron Rodgers and you spoon fed the Jerry Jones until the wheels finally came off. But black guy, you can't wait to pounce on all the time. That's the reason why Stephen A. got a problem with. Durant's situation, he's very sensitive. He always don't feel like he's loved. Well, if you come across like a junior whopper, LeBron James, where you thought you were gonna go somewhere else and win, and then they still down. Unlike LeBron's situation in Miami is very complex. But Pat Riley wasn't gonna tolerate that ego. But he did welcome him as a player, and he thought he wanted to get away from the big bad plantation of Dan Gilbert in Cleveland. Durant's situation, getting away from OKC, couldn't win with Russell Westbrook, and they weren't winning. He wanted to have the notoriety and understandably, he came off MVP season and he probably just felt like, hey, I got to get this ring. Maybe it'll make me feel fulfilled. Maybe it'll be the end all be all. And it hadn't because it didn't bring fulfillment. He's always seemed like a cat that was miserable within his own wounds. So these two cats, it's a strange dynamic. Skip Bayless held Durant in high regard, and he told Skip, you don't know nothing about basketball. So again, but what I make of it, there's no winners, there's no losers in this situation. And in this context, they're both going after something and saying stuff. Now it comes down to the individual people, what you feel. I go and say this. Of course, I got more respect for Durant than I do Stephen A. Smith. That ain't up for discussion. But the problem I have with Durant is this. Just let your actions speak, yo. Win that chip in Phoenix and you shut everybody up. Then people will have to say you one are near the 10 greatest, one of the close to it, because the basketball has been lost. What happened in Brooklyn was a fiasco. You, Kyrie, and James Harden did not work. You go into Phoenix, you got rid of a coach. You're with a guy who, and Devin Booker, who has all the makings of something on next level, but it hasn't quite come to fruition. Bradley Beal seems like a stat pattern, but we'll see what this means. You got a situation when no one's giving you the time of day. Because let's keep it 100. People already anointed LeBron and Steph as the best two players of the last decade plus, and you didn't kind of been an afterthought. You're in the background with Kawhi Leonard. They're considered the Durant, LeBron and Curry are like Harold Melvin and Teddy Pendergrass, and y'all are the Blue Notes. Okay, let's just keep it 100. Okay, y'all are the Blue Notes at this stage. You and Kawhi. Kawhi, because he can't, low man, but he ain't coming back. And you, because you kept changing courses, but you ain't got that magic touch. That pinky toe, that toe was too big, that toenail, Giannis got the ring in 2021. So we have been deprived of you and you've been hurt and other things that happen. Now, but you win in Phoenix and you take Giannis, his old coach, and boy, talk about sweet revenge. And you take a victory lap, talk about sweet revenge. It would be so huge. Because last I checked, the Suns had not won a championship. And you would shut Charles Barkley up big time if you win in Phoenix. Do you know how big that would be? And then you win another ring and you shut Shaquille O'Neal up, because then if you was a 3-time finals MVP, imagine all the things that people couldn't say. You would have the ultimate clapback. And then you'd be put in your place between Steph and LeBron. Because it should be, yeah, you know. And that's the part where a lot of history, because then no one is looking at you like that. Jokic is considered the best player in the league. Luka is the flavor that they want to come out the West. Anthony Edwards is the guy that called you old man Pops. See, chewed your butt out on the court with his play and with his skill set and said, you old man, go home. You dusty. So I think if you're Durant, you got a lot of clapping back. And it, so that's how I look at it. But I say let your actions on the court speak for itself. That's what I say. Everybody wrote you off to say you ain't gonna win nothing else. You done. You dusty. You in Phoenix. You in retirement. You in the cactus. You dusty. You dusty cactus. Time for him to come back with a stain. And I'm talking about on the court. That's how he shuts up all his critics once and for all. You're going to pass up some more people. You go out to get 30,000 career points. You have great statistical. Now let's go out there and get another chip. That would be the real clincher. And then Stephen A. hairline would recede for good. Because then he'd be shaved clean and he couldn't have nothing to say about you. Walk around with a chip. And then you'd be like, Kumo D, how you like me now? That's my thoughts and takes about the rant between those two. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like. Hit that membership. Stay woke, stay blessed, stay true. I'm out one time. Peace.